What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hey, if you're new to the channel, you're at the Shop Misfits, and my name's Robbie. Thanks for stopping in. This week, I'm jumping back on the upper control arms. I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago or a few weeks back, I painted those upper control arms, and that's whenever I noticed that the ball joints were bad. So I ordered some new ones from Summit. They are I went with the Proforged upper ball joints. And let's those out. I'll show you. Everybody's wanting to know. There's the part number 101-10019. I've already opened up one of them, and yeah, these look like they're a lot better than the Moog that I have on here now. These are way better constructed ball joints. Let me get one of these out here. I'll show you. I got a new blade. There we go. Yeah. See, the Moog just has a real thin cup that goes on the bottom here. And mine, and I'll show you once I get the other one out there. Mine had reshaped this side here. It's more of an egg shape now. So, but these are, and you can just even tell the difference. These are even a whole lot heavier than the other ones, than the Moog. All new hardware with it, grease fitting. We're just kind of mixing things up. You're just getting a little bit of stuff here and there done. I want to get a few things done, and as soon as I can, I want to get the bed back on this, because in a few weeks there is a big cruise that a lot of people meet up, and then we'll take a cruise for about, I don't know, usually about 30-45 minutes away out of town. It's cool. You see, 100 or 200 vehicles all lined up on the back roads, cruising to a different town. Each year it's a different destination. It's just a fun little event. Getting people out, because it's that time of year everybody's getting cabin fever. They want to get out. They want to get in their cars and trucks and get moving again. So, but anyway, it's a fun little gig. I'll throw up a link in there, so if anybody's somewhat kind of local, you'll see it, and maybe you'll join in with us too. I'll have all the details there. So anyway, if I keep talking, I ain't gonna get crap done. So let's do this. Let me get the truck aired up a little bit so I can throw a floor jack under it. Take the wheels off. We'll swap out these ball joints. That won't take very long. And then we'll move on to some other things. So, all right, let's do this. All right, I'll show y'all how bad these are. So, see the problem there? That ball joint was traveling too far for these cups, and it oblonged it. Now, hopefully, from what I've been told, these that I just picked up will prevent it from doing that. Now, hopefully, these will still allow the truck to air out like it's supposed to air out all the way onto the frame, and not stop it and run into the same issue with that. There was the option of the Super Travels, but I I had talked to an expert on these, and they said that the normal replacement Proforged ball joint should be just fine with what we're doing. Ow. You're right. Yeah, I like my 20-inch wheels, but at times I would also like to go with a smaller wheel. Smaller wheel and a bigger tire, because these little drop my nut. Can't be doing that. Gotta have those, because these little rubber band tires are not very comfortable ride, especially when you take this thing out on the highways. You feel every little bump. It's not a pleasant feeling, because some of them highways, you know how rough they are. You hit some of these bumps and then you're puckering. You're praying it didn't bend a wheel or something. And at the same time, you're picking material out of your butt crack for a week because you clenched up so tight when you hit that bump. You pulled material off your seat. All y'all with these little low profiles, y'all know what I'm talking about. Just remember, y'all, any videos I ever make, it's never going to be a tutorial. This is how you're supposed to do it, or this is how this is how you should do it. I'm never going to tell you that. I've told y'all before, but if anybody hadn't seen any of the other videos, it may not be the right way. This is the way I'm doing it, and so far things have worked. So and I'll take any kind of criticism I can get, because if somebody's watching this and they're like, hey, I know of an easier way, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to try it out next time I'm working on that same thing, or what have you. Just don't do anything, don't get in the comments being all hateful or anything like that. You will get ignored real quick. I have no room in my life for any kind of bullying or anything like that. That is one thing I absolutely hate, is any type of bullying. Let's pop this hood, and then we'll shoot a little grease in these ball joints. One advantage not having wheel wells, you can get right to everything. Let's get this thing moved around. I gotta get the truck out of the garage, because now I have got to work on my work van, or the turd as I call it a lot of times. It's got something going on weird with it. I think it's the EGR valve. I scanned it once before and it popped up that time. That time it popped up as the EGR valve. So I'm gonna pull that off there, take a look at it, and see if maybe that port's clogged up with maybe some carbon buildup or something like that. It's done it once before, earlier whenever we first got the van, really. So anyway, enough of that crap. Let's quit talking, and let me get this truck out of the garage here. All right, got the scanner hooked up. It's loading up the codes now, so we're going to take a look and see what it shows. Let's see. Y'all see that? Alright, cylinder 1 misfire. Yep. I already figured that. DTC. Have to look up and see what that one means. 301. Which that one is a 301 also. We'll look up that one here in a little bit. Let's see. Let's get through this. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Let's go back. Alright, so I can't go back. EGR lift insufficient. Okay. So I already figured his EGR valve. 2. Yeah. So they're showing codes for that. Going back to EGR valve. Random misfire. No kidding. EGR valve. O2. Which could be from the EGR valve. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. And EGR valve again. Okay. So let's pop the hood and take a look under there. We'll pull off that EGR valve. We'll see if that port's clogged up. It could be just something simple as that. I've had it happen once before on this vehicle, but that'd been years ago, shortly after we got this thing. So let me pop the hood. I'll set y'all down over here for a second. All right. Luckily, I can't even talk. Luckily, the EGR valve is easy to get to on these. It is right there. Right there. 2 bolts holds it in. And that's it. I think maybe two 10 millimeters. And that's it. So let me go grab a socket and a ratchet. We'll pop that EGR valve off there. See, maybe the hole is we'll see if maybe the hole's clogged up or something. But you know, this is just just work van. It's a do-it-all van. 386,000 miles, whatever it is. We treat this thing like a truck. It's got leaks. It's got problems. They're gonna get addressed though. Hopefully soon. I got a transmission solenoid going out on it. Really bad. It really acts bad whenever it's cold out. It like slips out of first gear sometimes, just like on a cold start. But anyway, I get that, and I've got a power steering pump I need to change on it. But first, let's get this EGR valve taken care of, because it's running pretty rough. Idling really rough, especially at stoplights. You know, just let's get this addressed. Let's get this taken care of. So anyway, get some stuff. I'll unhook the battery, and we'll pop off the EGR valve. Let's see what we can do now. Yeah. Don't fall. Got a little warm while I was bringing it in here and testing the scanner with it. There, let's unhook this harness here. Probably should have done that before. No, it came off pretty easy. Oh, shit. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's some buildup in there. That's pretty gnarly. Look at that. That's halfway closed there. It's also warm. Let's clean some of this out here. Or is that the way it's made? Might be made that way. Alright, so looks like the EGR valve is going to be replaced. I'm going to go ahead and just order a new one. Got one. Actually, I already ordered it. Be here tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is just in the meantime, I'm going to clean up this port. It's hard to see. That's right there is pretty full. So get that cleaned up a little bit. We'll get that taken care of before the new EGR gets here, and then that way we're ready. Just go ahead and toss it on. What I'll probably do though is put the old one back on just for the time being. That way, if I need to move the van, I can move the van and not have any problems. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, y'all. While I'm waiting on the EGR valve to come in from Amazon, we got another little project to do. Let's go get lit. Let's go hang a light. I got a porch light to hang up on by our back door that's been sitting on a shelf for about 3 months. All right, let's get this done here. Just a quick little project. Long overdue. And it looks like birds have been using this to hang out on. So, alright, got everything turned off on the inside. But, just to double check, I'm gonna get my tester. There. Alright. Okay. Let's try it again now that I got it on. Okay. So we're good. Alright, what we got to do here? Let me get that bracket off there. Oh, and of course it's flatheads. Can't stand the flathead screws. I don't know why we painted around it. Y'all didn't see that. Okay. Now then, we should be able to get this up here. I'm sure we ain't pinching no wires. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Y'all didn't see that. All right, let's see how we did. Ta-da. All right, there we go. One installed light. Hey, we're back out here in the garage. I'm gonna change out the EGR valve on the van. I ordered it through Amazon. Got it in late yesterday, so we're gonna put that on today. Uh, don't mind the big old mess back here. Got in the middle of a little project in the kitchen there, replacing some of the drywall, and we're gonna do some remodeling in there. But I didn't record the beginning part, so I didn't figure I'm gonna record the end of it. So anyway, yeah. So excuse the mess. So we got in this one, brand new EGR valve, Amazon special, I guess. Never heard of Blink. I think that was the name of it, Blink. But whatever, as long as it works, that's all that matters. They're $30 or over $100 through the part stores. I don't want to pay over $100 for this thing, and they're all pretty well the same stinking thing. So, all right, enough of rambling. Let's get this done. Let's put this on here. Let me get y'all set up. I'll get y'all out here hanging out with me. We're working outside today. A little cool, but it's nice. Ow! That was a knuckle. Or not a knuckle, my fingernail. Anyway, didn't feel too good. Alright, one. And then the other one, you can't get a ratchet on it, so you got. Luckily, I got these ratchet wrenches. I think I will take the wire wheel down there because it's looking a little. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me see if I can get y'all. Yeah, that's looking a little crusty there. Doesn't feel like it, but I'm still gonna take a wire wheel. Let's clean it up. Make sure we got a good clean surface for the gasket. Why take the chance if we're already here? Let's get you all cleaned up now. Yeah, it's looking better. Guys, yesterday it was like 70 degrees outside. Today it's, I think, gonna get up to 50, something like that. It's crazy. I don't like it when it bounces back and forth like that. All right, get on there. There we go. All right. Now then, wiggle you down in there. Hopefully this takes care of it. If not, I think the next thing will be the O2 sensor on it. I don't know if I've ever changed that out on this van anyway. Lucky for me, these things are Easy peasy to change. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. I mean to hit you. I'll give me my socket back. Yeah, get off there. All right. Plug you back in, and then we go to the inside. We'll hook up the scanner. We'll hook the scanner back up to it, and then clear the codes. And we'll go joyriding in the turd. What did I do with my keys? Oh yeah, keys are in the van. Woo! Well. It idled up real good and smooth. It may have been the fix. Y'all hear that whining power steering pump though? Man, I gotta change that soon. Well, my engine light's off, so that's good. I guess that's where I unhooked the battery the other day when I first started this. So, yeah. That thing sounded like a beast. I tell you what, though, this thing does have some pick up and go. It will get you there quick. 3.5 in these Odysseys, they got a little go to them. All right, let's fire up again. Yeah, I can already tell the difference in the way it idles. All right. Well, let me get some vehicles moved around, and then we'll go for a little joyride in this thing and make sure it's going to be good to go. Let's go for a little cruise. Well, no engine lights came back on yet, so that's good. So I would say if the engine light came on, it'd probably be the O2 sensor, but it probably wouldn't hurt to change these spark plugs. They've been in there for a little while. Yeah, probably about 100,000 miles. So it's due for some new plugs. The thing's embarrassing me in front of my friends. I told you earlier that there's a transmission solenoid, shift solenoid that I got to change. Well, it just did it to me, where it doesn't come out of, or it gets out of gear there, and it goes like you're in neutral. So you got to drop it down a gear for it to engage. Then it'll pick back up. Then you manually shift back up into overdrive. All right, so I'm back to the house. Made it back good. No light came on still. So yeah, I think the next thing on the old van will be changing the spark plugs and get those swapped out. And yeah, it's ought to run a little better after that. I can still feel a little bit sitting here idling in the driveway. It's got that little bit of a bump there to it, so yeah, we'll address the spark plugs next. We gotta keep the thing going. It's the work van. The Lamborghini's got to get me to work in home. Right, so I'm wrapping this one up, calling it done. Even though I didn't get the van completely, it's not running exactly like I want it to, but it's kind of one of those things, you know. It's just process elimination on some things. So I think next time I work on it, I'll be addressing the O2 sensor. It was showing bank 1, sensor 2, so shouldn't be too bad to replace. That's the downstream, so down by the converter. So that shouldn't be too bad. What else did we do this week? Oh, we got my porch light up on the back porch there. Been meaning to do that for the past few months. I've only had it sitting on a shelf for a while, so got that up. You know, had a little spare time, knocked it out. You know, in about just a few minutes there. So, and got the ball joints in the S10. Knocked those out. You've seen how bad the cups were on those. Apparently, those ball joints were not designed to travel as far as they were on the truck. So, luckily, we didn't have any kind of major failure out of those, because that could have been bad. But yeah, got those on there. Hopefully, these new Proforged ones hold up like what I've been told. Other people that's ran them said they're really good ball joints. They withstand a lot. I've talked to an expert in suspension, and he suggested using these here. Said that I shouldn't have any trouble with them. That I shouldn't need the super travel ball joints. So we'll find out. We I raised and lowered the suspension on the front end several times, and it didn't look like they were in a bind, and it laid the frame out on the floor, all the way like it had been in the past. So maybe he knows what he's talking about, huh? So anyway, let's call this a wrap. Let's head in and just chill out. Plus, I need to finish editing this video. I don't have a whole lot. I've already gotten most of it edited. Dang, I can't talk this week. I've already got most of it edited for y'all. I just got to fill in this part of the video. And then I've got to add in the infamous, do all those important YouTube things for me, guys. The like, the comment, subscribe. I got to add that in there for y'all. If I didn't have that on there, would it be the same? I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. And if you didn't hear me that time, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Now we got all the other stuff done and out of the way. Y'all stay safe, and see you next time.